Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking an incredible journey straight into an ancient cosmological masterclass. Just imagine for a second, you're sitting under the vast, sweeping branches of a sacred banyan tree. You're listening intently as the great sage Parashar passes down the ultimate secrets of the universe to his brilliant, eager student, Maitreya. Well, this isn't just some story, it's the Vishnupuran. It's literally a profound blueprint of existence itself that's been preserved for millennia. And today, we're going to decode it together. It's a question that hits all of us at some point, doesn't it? Have you ever really wondered how this universe was made? I mean, where did it all begin? And what exactly is going to be left when it eventually comes to an end? This one fundamental question bridges our modern scientific curiosity right back to ancient spiritual wisdom. The text we're diving into today tackles this head-on, and it offers a staggeringly detailed answer that has captivated minds for centuries.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our cosmic roadmap. We've taken the infinite, totally mind-bending concepts of the universe and broken them down into 5 digestible chapters. We'll start with the secret of creation, move through the time cycles, map out the structure of the worlds, explore devotion and karma, and finally, look at the avatars of the Lord. All right, let's get into it.
Chapter 1, The Secret of Creation. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to zoom all the way out. Actually, scratch that. Forget the Earth, forget the stars. We are going back to the absolute beginning, to a state before light, before darkness, before time itself even existed. Creation here is basically described like a grand cosmic recipe. It kicks off with a void. That's a state of ultimate infinite consciousness represented by Lord Vishnu. From this pure consciousness, the universe logically builds itself step by step. First up is Mahat, or cosmic intellect. Out of that intellect comes a Hankar, which is the sense of ego or identity. This then triggers the 5 tanmatras, the subtle sensory potentials of sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. And finally, these condense all the way down into the 5 physical elements we know: space, air, fire, water, and earth. Together, these 24 fundamental elements combine to form the cosmic egg, the foundational blueprint of our physical reality.
Moving on to Chapter 2, Time Cycles and the Universe.
So now that we've got the physical ingredients of the universe sorted, we need to understand how it operates on the scale of cosmic time. Because this universe, it doesn't just sit there. It breathes, it moves, and it runs on cycles that honestly just bend the human mind. The ancient texts divide time into 4 massive epochs called yugas. We start off in the Satya Yuga. That lasts 4,000 divine years, and it's basically a golden age of absolute truth and virtue. But as time rolls on, human virtue naturally fluctuates and declines, so we move into the Treta Yuga at 3,000 divine years, then the Daba Yuga at 2,000, and finally the Kali Yuga. That's the age of spiritual decline and darkness, lasting 1,000 divine years. What's absolutely vital to grasp here is that time isn't a straight line. It's a recurring, infinite cycle of spiritual rise and fall.
Now, what's really interesting about this number is the sheer, unfathomable scale we are talking about. Think about it. If you take that entire 4-yuga cycle we just looked at, which already spans tens of thousands of divine years, and you multiply it by 1,000, that massive stretch of time makes up just a single day in the life of Brahma, the creator. At the end of that day, the universe undergoes a temporary dissolution, a cosmic slumber, basically. And then it wakes up and starts the whole shebang all over again.
Chapter 3, Structure of the Worlds.
All right, so we've zoomed way out into cosmic time. Let's zoom back in to the actual physical map of the cosmos. It's got this highly organized vertical structure. Think of it like a giant cosmic high-rise. On one side, we have the 7 upper lokas, realms like Pu, Swar, and the absolute highest, Satya Loka. These are realms of pure light and pleasure, fueled entirely by a soul's good deeds. On the flip side, we've got the 7 lower narkas, or hellish realms, like Tamishra and Raurava, and it is incredibly specific. Specific punishments meet specific sins. But here is the ultimate takeaway. Neither of these places is a permanent home. They're just temporary destinations dictated entirely by your actions. The minute your karma bank is depleted, you're headed right back to the mortal plane.
Speaking of the mortal plane, let's look at our Earth. Geographically, the text divides it into 7 dweepas, or continents, with the most central being Jambu Dweepa. It maps things out with immense reverence, specifically highlighting sacred, life-giving rivers like the Ganga and the Narmada.
But crucially, in this grand cosmological blueprint, Bharatvarsha isn't just a spot on a map. It's designed as the ultimate proving ground. It's the realm of action, the one place where souls can generate new karma and actively work toward true spiritual liberation. And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophical distinction of the entire text, the massive difference between Swarga and Moksha. Swarga, or heaven, is definitely highly desirable, sure, but it's a temporary realm of pleasure. You go there to cash in your good karma, and when the funds run out, you are right back in the cycle. Moksha, on the other hand, that is the ultimate goal. It's complete liberation, the eternal, permanent freedom from that exhausting cycle of birth and death altogether.
Chapter 4. Devotion and Karma.
So, amidst all these massive, mind-boggling cycles and layers of reality, humanity actually has a unique superpower: our free will to change our destiny. Listen to this. I seek a position that is indestructible and eternal. Now, you'd think an ancient bearded sage said that, right? Nope. It was spoken by a 5-year-old boy named Dhruva. After being deeply insulted by his stepmother and told he was totally unworthy to sit on his father's lap, young Dhruva didn't just throw a tantrum or seek temporary revenge. He sought ultimate permanence. Guided by sage Narada, he marched into the forest and meditated on Lord Vishnu with such fierce, unyielding devotion that the entire cosmos shook. His devotion was so pure that Vishnu granted him exactly what he asked for. He elevated this little boy above all the temporary realms to become the Dhruva Tara, the eternal, unmoving pole star. It perfectly shows how pure devotion can literally bypass all the cosmic red tape.
To help guide humanity toward that kind of devotion and maintain some order, the text outlines 2 great royal lineages. First, you have the Suryavamsha, the solar dynasty originating from the sun god, which brought us the legendary Lord Rama. And then, the Chandravamsha, the lunar dynasty originating from the moon, which gives us Lord Krishna. These dynasties weren't just fancy political families. They were established for a real purpose: to maintain dharma, or cosmic law, and to provide the perfect physical stages for the Lord to directly interact with humanity.
Which brings us to our final chapter, Avatars of the Lord.
What happens when this grand cosmic machine is severely threatened by darkness? The Creator steps in. So the crucial point is that God is definitely not a passive observer here. Take the awe-inspiring story of the Varaha avatar. During a period of cosmic dissolution, a great demon dragged the physical earth deep into the cosmic waters. The earth was submerged, literally suffocating in darkness. Brahma, terrified for the future of creation, began to meditate. And from his meditation, Vishnu actively intervened. He manifested as Varaha, a gigantic, unimaginably powerful boar. He dove straight into the cosmic depths, defeated the darkness, and lifted the earth back to safety right on his massive tusks.
And Varaha is just one example. 3 pivotal early avatars really stand out in this blueprint. You have Matsya, the giant fish, who appeared during a catastrophic flood to rescue the very seeds of life and the sacred knowledge of the Vedas. Then there's Kurma, the tortoise, who provided his indestructible shell as the foundation to support a massive mountain when the gods and demons were churning the ocean. And, of course, Varaha, the boar, rescuing physical existence itself. These aren't just fascinating myths, they are profound symbols. They represent the absolute preservation of knowledge, foundation, and physical existence by a divine guardian. We've seen how the universe is built, how time flows, where we go, and how the divine intervenes. But here's the thing. Our timeline doesn't just end in the past. We are currently navigating the Kali Yuga, that age of darkness we discussed earlier. And the Vishnupuran points directly to a future intervention. So, what does this all mean for us? Are you ready to know the secret of Kalki, the final avatar prophesied to appear at the twilight of our current age to reset the cosmic clock? That is a mystery that leaves us absolutely hungry for the next chapter of this ancient masterclass. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning.